The death of Yunsol's parents strangled her as she cried out. Since her parents were gone, her grandfather was the only one she had. Most of the children teased and mocked her, but her grandfather used to console her. Therefore, she always tried to do whatever her grandfather wanted. But when she accidentally found out that her grandfather was suffering from late-stage pancreatic cancer, she realized that she had very little time left to fulfill her grandfather's wishes. Her grandfather said to Yunsol's uncle that in his remaining life, he really wanted to be able to escort Yunsol to her wedding. It was shocking to Yunsol that her grandfather wanted her to get married. The scene shifted as Yunsol pondered over the fact that, of all things, her grandfather's last hope had to be seeing her married. She understood that her grandfather must be worried about her, and that was why he wanted to see her married. But she thought there was Uncle Gilyong and Aunt Sungum who would surely accompany her. Besides, she still feels too young to get married. From behind, Sokyun came into the room, asking if she wanted to join him for lunch. Yunsol grabbed Sokyun's arm to take him out, telling him to just come along. After taking him outside, Sokyun, quite worried, asked if she was annoyed because he had been late for classes again, saying that he would surely come on time next time. But to his surprise, Yunsol proposed to Sokyun, asking if he would marry her. Both of them were embarrassed as Sokyun smiled, stating that he will do it, even though it was a very sudden proposal and how could he possibly refuse if Yunsol was the one proposing. However, he suggested they get married when they were 30, as they were still too young. Shocking Yunsol. Sokyun received a call from his friend who asked where he was, telling him to hurry up, saying there were a lot of pretty girls around and that it was really great. Sokyun is delighted that he was glad there was already someone interesting on the first day. Sokyun told Yunsuk that they could continue tomorrow because today he wanted to play first and see what might happen. Yunsuk denied it, saying they didn't have to continue as she was just kidding. Sokyun pulled her cheeks, stating that he knew it, though his heart had been pounding earlier. Laughing it off, he bid her goodbye, saying he would see her tomorrow as he moved out. Yunsol, on her way out, was frustrated and called Sokyun stupid, questioning what she had done and wondering what she expected from someone like Sokyun, who had never been serious. She thought about how he couldn't take her seriously and wondered if her face didn't look serious enough. As she stumbled upon someone, she apologized. The handsome man stated that next time she was walking, she should pay attention to the road and not daydream. Yunsol responded that if he saw her daydreaming, he could avoid her. Instead, he had walked toward her, and if he had done it purposely, she moved out of the way, asking what was so hard about saying sorry. From behind, a car came dashing, and the man tried to hold Yunsol to grab her, pulling her back from getting hurt as he pulled her away hard, making them fell onto the bonnet of the car as to make them kiss each other. Things got tense as Yunsol stepped back, and the man clarified that he didn't mean to pull her, it was just because the car was passing by earlier. Yunsol admitted she was sorry and suggested they just pretend it didn't happen, and agreed that they both had a bad day. As she was leaving, the man asked if she wasn't going to thank him or compensate for the kiss they'd just shared. Embarrassed, Yunsol questioned what he meant, saying their lips had barely touched, and she had never kissed anyone before. The man questioned what made her think he hadn't kissed before and said that it actually looked like she hadn't. Frustrated, Yunsol asked what was so appealing about him and insisted that she didn't even remember the incident earlier. The man said if that was so, it must mean she hadn't thanked him for saving her earlier. He added that people usually don't easily forget their first kiss. Yunsol, quite angry about this, claimed it was the 108th first kiss that she wouldn't remember. Thanking him as she moved out, she called him a perverted guy and told him not to talk to her again if they ever met, to which the man remarked that 108th kiss was quite interesting. The scene shifted to the class where Seokyeon and his friends along with Yunsol were talking. Seokyeon suggested that they should come along, saying the places Sujin picked were always fun, and Sujin often treated them, adding that they were lucky to have generous friends like her. Sujin clung on to Seokyeon, laughing, stating that Seokyeon lightened the mood and made everything feel like a party. Without him, it was boring. As the professor entered, the students greeted him. Yunsol's friends speculated about the new student, while Yunsol suspected that he seemed familiar. The professor introduced that today they had a guest lecturer who would teach the entrepreneurship course for the next semester. The man thanked the professor and introduced himself as Mr. Kang Junyong, glancing at Yunsol. Yunsol recognized him and thought, if she wasn't mistaken, that he was the annoying person from yesterday. As the girls are quite impressed and happy, they call out that he can start the class. The girls whisper that with a handsome professor like this, they are sure to always attend class. While Yunsol, hiding behind the book, thinks that being handsome is useless if one is annoying, as she bites down on her book while remembering the incident that happened before. A friend asks what's wrong with her. Mr. Kang calls for the girl who is holding the book, questioning her name. As Yunsol gets nervous, she introduces herself as Choi Yunsol. Mr. Kang states that he just learned that biting her book can help understand its content, making the other students laugh. Mr. Kang continues to explain page 108, but corrects it to page 10 and 8th point, smiling as he tells her to go ahead, questioning what she knows from page 10.8. The scene shifts after the class, where Sujin is surprised to see Mr. Junyong enter the class earlier. She asks why he didn't tell her earlier that he would be teaching here. She suggests they should have coffee coffee after this, as there is a nice cafe nearby. Mr. Kang denies this, stating that he has something to take care of afterward, remarking that it's not appropriate for a professor and a student to have coffee together, to which Sujin laughs. The nearby students ask Sujin if she knows Mr. Kang, and she confirms that their families know each other. She also just found out that Mr. Kang Junyong became a guest lecturer here, apologizing that she usually calls him Mr. Kang. The girls are surprised that the two of them are already that close, and are jealous. Sujin asks them not to make it a big deal, as she is not comfortable with others knowing. Kyunghoon states that isn't she the one making a big deal out of it, saying to Yunsol that she is craving jampang and they should eat first. Yunsol apologizes, stating that she's just going to go straight home as she is feeling unwell. As she moves out, her friend questions if she is okay, to which Yunsol replies that it's okay, she just needs to rest, and she's just a little tired, that's all. Following out to Mr. Kang, she calls out to him asking if they can talk for a moment. Upon reaching him, she apologizes that their first meeting didn't go well, but asks if they cannot bring the issue into class. Mr. Kang asks if she doesn't remember him, as he never brings personal issues into his class. He just acts like a professor who advises his students, telling her not to be arrogant, leaving Yunsol quite troubled. The scene shifts to Yunsol's home, where Yunsol gets a call from her grandfather, asking how she is. Yunsol states that she is good and asks about his health. The grandfather replies that he is also well and not to worry, stating that this Saturday he will go to Seoul. He adds that he is going to meet the son of his friend, whom he already considers like a nephew, and maybe she can come too. Yunsol agrees, saying that luckily she doesn't have any plans, as she bids goodbye to him. Upon ending the call, she is quite worried about her grandfather. The scene shifts to the next day, where the grandfather meets Mr. Taejin, stating that the company owner should not need to welcome him directly at the front gate and that he's behaving improperly. Mr. Taejin welcomes him, stating that he is not coming out to meet him but to see this young lady quickly. The grandfather introduces that they are the children of his friend Mr. Kang Dong-wan. They were also friends with her late parents, introducing them as Mr. Taejin and Xiaisuk. He adds that Mr. Taejin is the owner of TJ Corp, to which Yunsol states that she knows and greets them. Mr. Taejin greets her back, stating that it's great to see her like this and she has grown into a beautiful person. Moving inside, Mr. Taejin apologizes, that he's sorry that he came all the way here when he could have gone to his place instead. The grandfather laughs, saying that he is well, as he just wanted to see his friend's child and that the family is doing well. Mr. Taejin adds to tell Yunsol that his grandfather has contributed greatly to their family. Without him, DJ Corp wouldn't be where it is today. The grandfather asks him not to say that, as he was just helping his relative, and if he were in the same situation, he is sure anyone would do the same. Moving inside the luxurious home, Mr. Taejin apologizes to Yunsol for never meeting her since her parents passed away, and he's glad that her grandfather could raise her well. As Hae-suk comes in, stating that he should not ruin this happy moment, she says that Yunsol now looks sad as she apologizes for it. Yunsol states that it's not like that, as she is okay. Mr. Taejin says that if that's the case, from now on they should meet often, and if she needs anything, she can just contact her uncle directly. He laughs, stating that if she is willing, she can be his daughter from now on, and he will give her cute younger siblings and an older brother too. Hae-suk laughs, stating that he should be careful as he always wants a daughter, whining because he only has sons. From behind, Mr. Taejin's child comes in. Mr. Taejin states that this is their second child, Junso, and asks him to say hello. As Junso comes in to greet them, the grandfather observes, stating that this is the first time he has met his second child, and he looks so much like him. The last time they met, Junso wasn't around yet, and he feels like he is getting older. As another child comes in, Mrs. Hae-suk states that this is her first child. As Mr. Kang appears, Yunsol gets jolted, and both of them get surprised to see each other. The scene shifts into the corridor where Mr. Kang encounters Yunsol, saying he didn't expect they would meet again, and that it seems like this is indeed fate. Yunsol gets surprised as she laughs, stating that as they say, the world is small. As she moves aside, stating that they should start over, she thanks him for saving her and apologizes. Mr. Kang moves out, stating that she said she didn't remember back then, and asks if she's not remembering what they did. Yunsol asks him not to mention the details, as she remembers everything, since she was the one who made a mistake back then. Mr. Kang states that apart from in class, she just has to call him Junyong, and they should talk more casually, to which Yunsol states that he is older than her by several years, and he's her senior, as well as he has more experience. Mr. Kang teases Yunsol, asking if she means the first experience, as he has only felt it once, not comparable to her who has done it 108 times, asking if that's right. Yunsol gets angry, screaming that he's really annoying, and she is like this because of her grandfather and her parents. She asks him to be careful if he calls her in class, as they don't know each other in class. Mr. Kang says this is what he had been waiting for, as there is no need to pretend to be nice, and it's not a good fit for her, as he moves past. The scene shifts towards the campus, where Yunsol's friend states that it seems like Mr. Kang has feelings for her, to which Yunsol jokes to agree that it's the feelings of anger. But Kyunghyun states that, for example, when they were late to class earlier, she immediately became a target, even though Sukhyun was also a little late, and nothing happened to him. Yunsol replies Kyunghyun, stating that they should not make a big deal out of it, while Sujin states that it seems unlikely. As far as she knows, Mr. Kang likes women who are smart and elegant. She corrects herself, saying that it's not that Yunsol is not elegant, but she knows the standard that Mr. Kang likes, to which Yunol states that she has no problem, as he is also not her type. Yunol states that even though she's currently looking for a potential husband, Mr. Kang will never be a choice. Soo-jin agrees to it, saying there must be many competitors and she needs to go now. She bids farewell as she moves out. Young-eun screams at Yunol, asking if she's looking for a potential husband, if she's not just saying this, and if she really wants to get married. Yunol explains everything to her as Kyung-gun gets surprised, asking if she's serious. Yunol states that she is serious, since yesterday she has been trying to find someone on dating apps and she even asked at Suk-hyun. Kang-eun is surprised, asking if Yunol is joking, then why was he embarrassed, to which Yunol says that he didn't refuse, but he just thought that she was joking. Kang-eun states that she can't just marry anyone and she has to find someone who is established and mature. She suggests that Yunol should go on a blind date, as she will contact her aunt, who runs a matchmaking agency. They don't just pair up anyone, and she will ask for this Saturday. Kang-eun, air. The scene shifts to Saturday at a hotel, where Yunol messages Kyung-gun that she is already in the lobby of the hotel and asks what she should do. From behind, a person comes in, asking if she is Yunol, to which she abides, but she is taken aback. Here, she realized finding the right man seems not to be easy as she encounters the person. As the person shakes hands with Yunol, apologizing for being a bit late but seeing the overly flaunting charisma of the person, Yunol is quite taken aback. The person flaunts that she must be impressed by his handiness, but Yunol remains quiet. The next Saturday, after rejecting him, another person came in and stopped Yunol from eating sugar, stating that it only makes her fat. Yunol nervously questions if it's okay on an occasional basis, to which the person declines, stating that she knows that one bite of cake contains sugar, and continues to blab on. The next person was very clingy, while the other behaved quite obsessed. Yunol gets to know that it's so hard to find someone who is suitable. The following Saturday, the person came in, stating that she's still level 3, and it's okay after marriage, she can still continue, apologizing for jumping straight to marriage. Yunol states that she's okay, it's not serious. As she stumbles upon the cup, Yunol tries to apologize, and the person calls out for the waiter to clean it up and gives Yunol a handkerchief, to which she thanks the person. On the other side of the hotel lobby, Mr. Kang was talking with his mom, asking her not to make promises without discussing them with him. His mother states that she is not the one who made the promises, as she is her mother's friend, who wants to introduce her child to him because she saw his company's performance. As a girl comes in and asks Mr. Kang that they should get to know her mother, Mrs. Hae-suk stated that they should get to know her first, while business can't run on merely profit and efficiency. Their family is strong in the political and business world and asks Mr. Kang to think carefully. As Mr. Kang asks the girl if her face seems familiar, she affirms that at Prince Ivan's birthday party a few years ago, she heard from her mother that he has his own company in hotel and resort. Mr. Kang affirms that he just doesn't want to rely too much on his family. The girl is quite impressed that if only at Prince Ivan's party they had a serious chat, she's sure that Prince Ivan could have helped his company a lot. As Mr. Kang, hearing this, drops the menu, saying greetings, that it was nice meeting her. Unfortunately, he still had work. As he tries to move out, the girl, quite dejected, states it seems like she came at the wrong time and leaves immediately. The scene shifts towards Yunol, where the person asks if she will live with her grandparents. Yunol affirms, stating that ever since her parents passed, she has always been raised by her grandfather. The person asks if her grandfather works in politics, economics, or is even a property millionaire. Yunol states that maybe all she knows is that her grandfather raised her without ever being in need. The person says that she must know that he at least spent 30 million to meet someone on his level. Shocking, Yunol. As the person quite boldly states, how could she just join this blind date and lie to her, trying to grab Yunsol's hand? He gets close to Yunol, stating not to lie as he knows all people like her, lower class, seeking wealthy men, and maybe he will report her to the police or she follows him to the room. Yunol states that if he thinks she's a cheap woman, she asks him to just report her to the police, as she's not afraid. The person threatens her, stating that if she wants money and can satisfy him, he can help her get her money quickly. From behind, Mr. Kang comes in grabbing his hand as he gets angry, and Yunol is surprised to see Mr. Kang there. Mr. Kang pulls up Yunsol's hand to take her away. Aside, Yunol thanks Mr. Kang, stating that she wouldn't know what would have happened if he wasn't there, to which she asks if he can let go of her hand. Mr. Kang asks if she came here for a blind date, to which Yunol, quite taken aback, asks where he knew and shrugs off the question, stating that it's none of his business. Mr. Kang states that it's the outfit that she is wearing, dressing like that, and the guy, before anyone can realize that at first glance. Except if that man from earlier said is true, to which Yunol firmly declines it. She sits down to explain that her grandfather is ill and she just wants to fulfill his request, and constantly, her friend's aunt own a matchmaking agency. Mr. Kang says that he thought marriage and love were the most dreamed of things, questioning if it's not okay if she joins a blind date like this. Yunol says that it's not easy, but after meeting some men, she realized that it's no longer a big issue for her, as she doesn't need love now. Her grandfather is the most important, and she just needs to satisfy him. And she thought the man earlier was a good person. If he's good and proposes marriage now, her grandfather definitely won't refuse. Mr. Kang takes a seat as he sits down while Yunol speculates that she ended up telling all of that to Mr. Kang. Seeing Mr. Kang's look, Yunol thinks that he must think she is the weird one. But Mr. Kang blatantly asks Yunol to just marry him, taken aback by this. Yunol is quite baffled as she tries to shrug it off, stating that he must be joking, to which Mr. Kang states that she said earlier that she wouldn't refuse if someone asked her to marry, to which Yunol affirms that it's true but asks, what does it have to be with him? Mr. Kang states that because they meet each other's criteria, this is a solution for both of them. Their families already know each other, and her grandfather will definitely be very happy and peaceful if she marries him. Yunol asks what he would get, to which Mr. Kang answers that she said she only needs the wife status, and he also needs that. Yunol is quite surprised that he came here for a blind date, to which Mr. Kang agrees that he doesn't mind wasting his time going on a blind date like this, and especially later if he marries, he has to care about their feelings. It will be very exhausting, unlike her, who only needs a wife status. Questioning it, Yunol states that she can't imagine them getting married, to which Minseol asks if she declines his offer, she will be wasting even more time. Yunol asks if she can have some time to think, to which Minseol Kang affirms that he will wait for her 3 days from now at 5 in the afternoon in the parking lot where they first met. If she doesn't show up at the designated time, that means she's rejecting his offer, asking how about it? The scene shifts after 3 days at the parking lot of Korea University, where Mr. Kang is waiting in the parking lot, quite nervous as Yunol is not arriving there. Seeing the time, he questions himself what he was expecting. But as he boards the car, Yunol comes in asking Mr. Kang to wait as she fumbles, stating that her class ended a bit late, to which Mr. Kang says that she is 10 minutes late. Yunol said that he waited for her 10 minutes, and if it's like this, she guesses that he's not rejecting her offer. But she has one condition, that she wants this marriage to be kept secret at least until she graduates, as he's a popular professor on campus. It could be a disaster for her if the whole campus knows that they are married, and she still wants to continue her studies. Mr. Kang agrees to it as he shakes her hand, stating that in that case, it's nice to work with her. Mr. Kang pulls Yunol into a hug. Embarrassed by this, Yunol fumbles, stating, what's the matter with him? And not to hug her like that, to which Mr. Kang teases her, asking if they aren't a couple now and they should look like a couple. The scene shifts to Mr. Kang's home, where Mr. Kang tells his mother and father that he just wants to let them know that he's going to marry Choi Yunol, surprising them all. Mr. Taijin asks if he and Yunol, the grandchildren of Mr. Choi, to which his brother smiles to comment that no wonder he looks so confused. Mr. Taijin asks if it's true, praising him, saying that his father is very happy, and he should have told him yesterday. Mr. Kang apologizes, explaining that he and Yunol have been dating for a long time, and they didn't know that he and her grandfather knew each other. Mrs. Haesuk asks how long they have been in a relationship, questioning that, wasn't he just teaching at her campus 2 weeks ago? And that marriage cannot be decided hastily. Mr. Kang states that they've been dating since before he started teaching at the campus, and that he's the one who never told her, and that's why he doesn't like it when his mother forces him to get to know her friends' ladies. He asks her not to worry, because he's marrying Yunol not out of gratitude to her family. Mr. Haesuk is surprised to think if what he feels is really love. As she clenches her fist, she asks Mr. Kang to bring Yunol here again because she wants to talk to her. Afterwards, over the phone, Mr. Kang talks to Yunol. Yunol is surprised and questions about his mom meaning to talk about, as she didn't expect anything like this, and what if his mother gets suspicious. Mr. Kang assures her not to worry and just to answer as they planned. He will wait at the usual place and tells her not to be late. After the call ends, Yunol realizes that this person is so audacious and wonders how he can be so calm. The next day at home, Mrs. Haesuk asks how Mr. Kang could just leave her alone here. If Mr. Kang is angry, she just has to yell at him, as Yunol is quite timid. Mrs. Haesuk asks if she is okay, to which Yunol thanked her, explaining that Mr. Kang suddenly had an urgent matter, so she came here alone. Mrs. Haesuk, quite suspicious, states that Mr. Kang already informed them that they want to get married. She asks Yunol if she's still in courage and whether it's okay to get married this soon. Yunol replies that they agreed to keep their marriage a secret until she graduates, so it shouldn't disturb her studies. Mrs. Haesuk asks where the two of them met and why Yunol didn't let them know from the beginning that they were dating, bundling up the questions. She stares down at her tummy and questions if they are doing this because of that purpose, to which Yunol panics, stating that it's not like that. She and Mr. Kang are serious, but they are not like that. Mrs. Haesuk takes a sigh, stating that she invited her not because she hates her, but because she wants to ask a few things. She seriously asks if Yunol really loves Mr. Kang. Yunol, with a sweet lighter face, replies that she loves him with all her heart, trying to sound convincing. Mrs. Haesuk asks if that's the case, does Mr. Kang love her as well? From behind, Mr. Kang surprises Yunol by entering and affirming that she should be asking him that. He hugs Yunol from behind, stating that he already told her they love each other and wonders what he should do to convince his mother. He says that his mother isn't asking anything strange about them, calling her honey. Yunol states not to be like that, as his mother is just worried about him. Seeing this, Mrs. Haesuk is quite surprised. The scene shifts, where Yunol questions if it has to be like that for her to believe her, to which Mr. Kang replies if it's not, how can his mom believe it? Yunol thinks his mother started to believe it when she heard her answer. Mr. Kang replies that she should see for herself how awkward her expression was when his mom asked about his feelings, especially when he hugged her. He adds that someone doesn't only express their love through words, but also through body language, and she should act more naturally. Yunol, quite frustrated, asks how she cannot be awkward since they just met. Besides, he didn't tell her beforehand either. As they move out to Yunsol's home, Yunol thanks him for driving driving her home. As Yunsol prepares to get out of the car, Mr. Kang holds her hand to kiss it, stating that it seems like they need to practice. Embarrassed, Yunsol tries to pull back, while Mr. Kang states that they look like a couple in love and they have to practice every chance they get. Yunsol takes her hand back, stating that there's no need to do it, as she can do it. Mr. Kang says she looks confused, especially when he gets close to her. He gets closer to Yunsol. As Yunsol's heartbeat quickens, she pushes Mr. Kang away, stating that she already said there's no need, and she moves out of the car. Yunsol, quite troubled, questions why she didn't think that there would be contact like this, and wonders if it's too late to back out. Yunsol gets a call from her grandfather, who delightedly asks if it's true that she and Mr. Kang are getting married. Her grandfather states that he's so happy to hear this news, and she should have told him from the beginning. He would have agreed right away. He congratulates her, stating that her grandfather won't worry about leaving her alone in Seoul anymore. Yunsol thanks Uncle Gil and Aunt Sungkyung. Her aunt questions whether she will have her wedding here at Jig House, stating that she will take care of everything, and the wave here is very beautiful. Her wedding will surely be memorable. Yunsol states that she will try to tell Mr. Kang later, as she speculates that it seems like it's too late to back out. Yunsol moves out to Mr. Kang's car, stating that they have to practice this during practice. Yunsol asks if they also have to practice kissing. Mr. Kang questions what she thinks about it, and he suddenly kisses Yunsol, taking her by surprise. Mr. Kang states that it's a wedding kiss and that they are going to get married, so they should practice kissing for the wedding ceremony later. Taking her by surprise again, Mr. Kang turns to other side, feeling a little embarrassed as well. The scene shifts towards the college, where Yunsol remembers their conversation. As Yunsol stated that they are keeping their wedding a secret from others, but can she tell one of her friends, as she wants someone to accompany her, especially during the wedding, for which Mr. Kang assures that it's okay as long as they keep the secret. Mr. Kang states that she is the one who knows everyone on campus, and Yunsol knows that she doesn't know why, but she feels afraid to go through all of this alone, and she needs someone who can help her keep this wedding a secret and keep her sane. But she questions who. It's not possible with Sujin. If she knows, it could turn into a drama series, easily jealous and likes to indirectly belittle others. If Sukyeon knows, the whole campus will know, as Sukyeon is very charming and likes to flirt with some female students. As for Kyungwon is sarcastic and not very close to others. Thinking, if they can keep it a secret, the scene shifts where Kyungwon tells Yunsol if they are not going anywhere today, as she is going to the cafe in front of the campus. She questions if she wants to join her, for which Yunsol affirms. Kyungwon states that it's unusual, she usually always goes to the library. Yunsol states that there is actually something she wants to tell her. Kyungwon teases her, asking if she finally confessed to her crush, to which Yunsol affirms, shocking Kyungwon. He questions who it is, as the onlookers get suspicious. Yunsol states that they should talk in a quieter place, as she directs her out. Kyungwon questions who it is, and Yunsol says not to shout, as she reveals that she's going to marry Mr. Kang Junyong. Kyungwon shouts that she knew it, as she suspected the two of them were dating. Yunsol asks her not to be loud and explains that just for her grandfather's sake, she did it, and it was Mr. Kang who proposed this. Only she knows about this wedding. She asks if she can keep her marriage with Mr. Kang a secret. Kyungwon barely holds herself together. Kyungwon pats Yunsol on the back, congratulating her and stating that she finally found a way out of her trouble. She questions the reason Mr. Kang proposed this marriage and asks if he knows about her problem, or if there is another intention. Yunsol explains that he said he didn't want to waste time dating to find a wife and just needed the status, so it's kind of similar to her situation. Kyungwon questions whether Mr. Kang saved her from the blind date that she told her about before. She praises Mr. Kang, saying he seems like a white knight to her. As Seokhyun enters, he interrupts, stating that this handsome prince shouldn't be left behind. Yunsol and Kyungwon are surprised to see Seokhyun there. Seokhyun questions where they are going, and Yunsol states that Kongwan and she are going to the cafe in front of the college. Seokhyun drags them out, saying they should eat jjajangmyeon at the cafe. On the road, Mr. Kang is quite staring to see Yunsol, Kyungwon, and Seokhyun out there, and noticing Yunsol smiling warmly, he gazes towards her. Beside her, Sujin comes in, stating that Mr. Kang should have said if he was coming here, as she would have accompanied him and recommended some menu items. He can just ask her instead, to which Mr. Kang thanked her. In the cafe, Kyungwon comes in, stating that they will eat jjajangmyeon, but she wants to buy coffee first. Sukyeon says they can have coffee later, and he spots Sujin. He calls for her, recognizing Mr. Kang, and asks if he knows him, as he is in his class as well. Mr. Kang says that he is Sukyeon, who often chats in class. Sukyeon says that he's really happy a successful entrepreneur like him can teach in their class. Mr. Kang thanks him and says he hopes that he continues to stay focused on his studies. Sukyeon states that Yunsol, Kyungwon, and he were going to eat jjajangmyeon, and would Mr. Kang like to join them. Mr. Kang takes a peek at Yunsol, who clearly denies this idea, but Mr. Kang smiles and affirms he will join, making Sukyeon quite happy, while Sujin is petrified. While eating at the same table, Yunsol feels quite weird as Sugin sees Mr. Kang eating his egg. Sugin states that, as usual, Yunsol's favorite half-cooked egg is there. Seeing this, Sukyun states that Yunsol comes from Jeoje Island and people there eat jjajangmyeon with an egg on top, and Yunsol always eats it the same way. Mr. Kang says he didn't know, but he's tried it before and it's really good. He says it seems worth trying. Sukyun asks Sujin if she only wants to drink her ordered drinks. Sujin declines, saying she is fine as she already ate earlier. Kyungdun asks Sujin if she wouldn't eat cheap food like this, making Sujin comment to eat it as she is already full. Mr. Kang asks Yunsol if she used to live in Jeoja, questioning when did she move to Seoul. Seokyeon interrupts, stating that Yunsol moved to Seoul when she started college, and before that Yunsol lived in Jeoja with her grandfather. As Seokyeon takes some from her noodles, Yunsol screams at Seokyeon not to mix his food with his chopsticks, saying it's so gross. She gives the whole bowl to Seokyeon, while Sujin states that their bond is really cute and wonders if the two of them are dating, to which Seokyeon laughs, affirms, saying if she knew how close they are, while Yunsol and Mr. Kang stare at each other, creating a tense atmosphere. After eating, Seokyeon gets up and leaves, stating that he is leaving now because there is still a club activity. He thanks Mr. Kang for treating them, while Sujin bids farewell, saying that her car is already here. Kyungyeon says it's better if she goes first, but Yunsol tries to stop her, but instead Mr. Kang holds Yunsol back. As Yunsol turns around to say that she can go first, while Kyungin left, Yunsol questions what's Mr. Kang doing, as she is going home. Mr. Kang says she can go home first, as he will follow her later. He adds that she should have told him if she had a boyfriend. It makes him feel uncomfortable. Yunsol, frustrated, reveals that Seokyeon isn't her boyfriend. Besides, why did Mr. Kang even agree to Seokyeon's invitation? Mr. Kang questions about the problem as they agreed to keep their relationship secret on campus. But it doesn't mean they don't know each other. He's just being natural in front of his students. As he moves out, Yunsol knows that this is a real wedding, but she questions how could he be so calm during that conversation. Mr. Kang asks Yunsol to come with him to the car. Yunsol speculates about what she expects from someone like Mr. Kang, as Mr. Kang extends his hand to Yunsol, stating that they should practice at every opportunity, embarrassing Yunsol as she gazes at his face. Yunsol extends her hand to Mr. Kang, while her mind confused, because this relationship was supposed to be without feelings. As they walk down the streets, Yunsol wonders that since he can be so cold, she should act the same way, as she wants a marriage like this. Boarding the car, Mr. Kang comments that he noticed she looks uncomfortable holding hands with him, and says she should be more skilled, given that she has kissed 108 times already. Yunsol thinks she shouldn't complain or get angry, as there's no harm in following what Mr. Kang said. She apologizes, thinking there's no harm in trying harder to look like the proper couple. Yunsol holds out Mr. Kang's hand, asking if it's better this way and which one he thinks looks more romantic, reasoning that there's nothing wrong because it's all for his grandpa. Mr. Kang holds Yunsol's hand, stating that this is the better way. The scene shifts to Yunsol's house, where Kyungin messages Yunsol, asking if she is legally marrying but not really marrying. Yunsol replies that there's something like that since they just need the status. Kyungin questions if she's sure, saying she's glad Yunsol found a way out of her problem but is worried bigger issues might arise. She adds that her marriage is only based on mutual benefit. But does that mean she will continue pretending to be husband and wife for the rest of her life? Kyungin points out that since Mr. Kang is a successful businessman, it's unlikely he didn't consider all these steps. But what about Yunsol? Remarking if she thought everything through? Yunsol admits that she can't foresee the fate of this marriage, questioning what if Kyungin is right, and what if she ends up having to follow his decisions later. Next day, in the car, Yunsol hands some papers to Mr. Kang. Yunsol explains that it's like a letter of agreement. Since he's a businessman, he should know that every business transaction needs a contract or agreement, just like their marriage, to ensure that no party is at a disadvantage. She asks him to read it first so they can discuss it together. Mr. Kang states that it's a marriage agreement and confirms the first point, maintaining the confidentiality of this marriage. He suggests adding marital status to make it clear. Mr. Kang agrees with the first point but adds that if she tells one of her friends, he will also tell his friend named Min Jeon. Regarding behavior, he's fine with the second point, questioning if it's meant for her, to which Yunsol agrees, apologizing for overreacting yesterday. As Mr. Kang reads the third point about personal lives, Yunsol explains that usually a husband and wife's lives become one, but since they aren't really married, she assumes they won't need to worry about each other's personal lives or friends. Mr. Kang asks if that means she can keep hanging out with her boyfriend Sekyun. Yunsol says it's up to him. Mr. Kang disagrees with point 4, questioning how their families can trust them if they don't appear affectionate. Yunsol replies that he doesn't have to be affectionate all the time, but he shouldn't suddenly hug her again like yesterday, and he has to let her know beforehand. Mr. Kang insists that sometimes they'll need to improvise. Yunsol counters that they won't meet their families often, so they can plan ahead. Mr. Kang then reveals that after they marry, his mother wants them to live in their family's house until Yunsol graduates from university, as it's one of her conditions for this marriage. Yunsol is taken aback, questioning why he's telling her now. Mr. Kang says he mentioned it earlier, which is why he thinks points 4 and 5 should be removed. Mr. Kang points out that point 6 states if her grandfather passes away, there's no longer any benefit for her. Yunsol questions why it's being removed. Mr. Kang says it's necessary, moving closer to Yunsol and asking what she thinks he would do. He admits that he's the one afraid of getting carried away, but isn't that normal for newlyweds? As Yunsol gets embarrassed imagining things, Mr. Kang teases to question what she was thinking. Yunsol denies it, saying it's nothing. Then Yunsol insists about point 5 staying and she'll revise point 4. Mr. Kang decides that point 4 states they won't sleep in the same bed. Yunsol reminds him that they previously agreed this marriage would be like a business, based only on benefit without emotions, and he just needs to sign here and on the second agreement. As Mr. Kang signs the paper, Yunsol tells him to close his eyes. Mr. Kang questions why, as Yunsol leans close to him. As Yunsol's head bumps into Mr. Kang's, she apologizes, saying she forgot to take her hat off and was just practicing for the wedding kiss. Mr. Kang removes the hat, leans in, and says that usually the groom initiates the kiss, then kisses Yunsol. The wedding day draws closer, and preparing for the event wasn't easy. Confirming the decorations, booking the wedding dress fitting, and arranging photography services were all handled. With Mrs. Haisuk, they decided on various details. All this makes Yunsol realize that even though this wedding is not genuine and is only for mutual benefit, she agreed to dress as requested and opted for a simple yet lovely dress. As Yunsol dresses like a real bride, she reflects that it doesn't change the fact this marriage isn't real. The scene shifts to early May on Jeoja Island, where the wedding is taking place. Yunsol speculates that if this marriage is real, then why doesn't she feel happy? While helping out, her aunt seen Yunsol working out a little. She states that there's no need to worry about getting married tomorrow. Yunsol reassures her, saying it's okay, but feels bad seeing her aunt so busy because of her. Her aunt asks where Mr. Kang is, noting she hasn't met him yet and feels sad he didn't make time to visit before the wedding. Yunsol, feeling quiet and lonely, questions herself why she feels so empty. Suddenly, Mr. Kang appears from behind. Seeing him out present, Yunsol gets delighted to see him. As Mr. Kang calls out for Yunsol from behind, Yunsol is surprised to see him. Mr. Kang takes the box from Yunsol's hands, apologizing for coming without informing her. Seeing this, Yunsol's aunt questions that he must be Mr. Kang, for which Yunsol introduces Mr. Kang to Aunt Sung-um, who has taken care of her since she was little. Mr. Kang greets her, introducing himself and apologizing for being late, for which her aunt states that the important thing is that he came, delighting Yunsol. The scene shifts to nighttime at the dinner table, where Aunt Sunjun questions if Mr. Kang has ever had bibimbap, for which Mr. Kang denies, saying he's lucky to try it today, thanking them. The grandfather states it's great, and that if Mr. Kang feels he needs more, he just needs to let him know, revealing that Sunjun has cooked a lot. Aunt Sunjun questions Yunsol to eat a lot, saying her body looks like just bones, and asks what if she faints tomorrow. Yunsol replies that if she gets fat, her clothes won't fit tomorrow, for which her aunt replies that eating bibimbap won't make her fat overnight. Yunsol assures her not to worry. Here, Mr. Kang assures her not to worry, as after they get married, he will always make sure Yunsol eats a lot of delicious food, smirking toward Yunsol. And Sungyum states that if Mr. Kang says so, she can relax then. She jokes that it's not wrong if Yunsol says she fell in love at first sight, embarrassing Yunsol. Mr. Kang asks why Yunsol never told him that, for which grandfather intervenes that Yunsol is indeed like that, and doesn't always say what she feels, but will love him wholeheartedly. As Yunsol interrupts, telling the grandfather not to overdo it, her grandfather states that they should eat first. Mr. Kang thanked the grandfather, stating that actually, he has been looking forward to trying bibimbap since earlier. After eating in the room, Aunt Sungam questions if Yunsol is done and says she will go down to the room first, telling Yunsol not to take too long tidying up since it's late, for which Yunsol affirms, who informs that it will only take a moment and she can go first. While Yunsol is tidying up, Aunt Sungam tells Mr. Kang to wait a moment, as the room is still being tidied up, and asks Mr. Kang not to stay up too late, for which Mr. Kang affirms as she left the room. Mr. Kang approaches Yunsol, questioning if this is her room, for which Yunsol affirms, saying he will sleep here later while she will sleep in Sunggam's room. Yunsol apologizes, saying that if the room is not comfortable, maybe she will come back tomorrow morning, for which Mr. Kang states that it is fine. Yunsol questions why he didn't inform he was coming today, as she could have prepared a more comfortable room for him. Mr. Kang speculates it's because her future wife didn't contact him a day before the wedding to play with her. Mr. Kang flicks Yunsol's hair, stating what else could he do besides coming to her. Yunsol thanks him for coming here today, as Mr. Kang kisses Yunsol's forehead, bidding her good night and calling her bride. The scene shifts to the next morning, where all the preparations are done. Minhun tells Mr. Kang that his wedding is today, and questions why he told him to lead the wedding last night. Mr. Kang states that the fact he is here proves it, for which Minhun states that he didn't expect him to get married so soon, and that it wasn't long ago he dumped the blind date his mother set up for him, questioning who this girl is. Mr. Kang says it's definitely not the girl he met on the blind date yesterday. As Minjun, quite troubled, questions then who it is. Mr. Kang rings the bell at the aunt's room. Kyungyoung comes out, recognizing Mr. Kang, apologizing that Yunsol isn't ready yet. But Mr. Kang opens the door, stating that he will be right back after talking to Yunsol for a bit. As Mr. Kang takes a peek at Yunsol to see her in the wedding dress, he is petrified to gaze toward her as he comes into reality. Mr. Kang introduces his friend and business partner Kim Minjun, who will be the MC at their event, for which Yunsol greets him, thanking him for agreeing to be for the. Mr. Kang introduces Kyungyeon as Unsol's friend, as Minjeon states that it's nice to meet them all, thinking that he finally met the future wife of Mr. Kang. Mr. Kang states that as he explained earlier to Minjun, this wedding is kept secret so no one from the office should know, for which Minjun abides as Kyungun and Minjun move out, stating that in that case, they will talk later, as Minjun will have to head out first for practice and Kyungun leaves out, stating that Aunt asked for her help earlier. Meanwhile, they can relax and get themselves organized and not forget to smile. After leaving, Yunsol questions if her face is showing that they are really nervous, for which Mr. Kang reveals that he is not, questioning if Yunsol is nervous. Yunsol affirms that she is afraid that the drama will be exposed and it will make her grandfather sad. She adds that some engaged couples run away and this is how it feels. Mr. Kang gets close to Yunsol, stating that they need to practice their kiss like Minjun said, but that means she has to redo her makeup as he gets close to Yunsol. But Yunsol shoves him away, asking him to calm down, saying she's not nervous and questions why he is only thinking about kissing, calling him a pervert, for which Mr. Kang smiles, remarking that now she is not nervous as he moves out. The scene shifts to the wedding altar, where Yunsol is accompanied by her grandfather. Mr. Kang, seeing Yunsol, is quite delighted as he stares toward her. The ritual begins, and Mr. Kang takes Yunsol's hand as it's announced that how touching it is as the grandfather joins their hands as a symbol of entrusting his beloved granddaughter to the man she loves. It is announced that the ceremony will continue with the exchange of rings as it happens. Junso states that big sister Yunsol and big brother look so perfect together, for which his mother affirm. Minjun announces that it is time to make eternal vows, a kiss to seal the wedding vows to love each other until the end of time. Mr. Kang whispers to Yunsol that now is the time to show off like their practice, asking her to smile, as her expression is too stiff. Yunsol states that they didn't practice in front of other people, for which Mr. Kang asks her just to close her eyes. As Yunsol closes her eyes, Mr. Kang kisses her, sealing the wedding. The scene shifts to Mr. Kang's house, where Mr. Taejin kindly tells Yunsol that from now on she can call them father and mother, welcoming her into their family. Mrs. Haisuk, however, interrupts, suggesting that they leave further discussion for tomorrow, as they must be tired. She bids them good night. Yunsol bows respectfully, thanking them for the room, and addresses them both as mother and father. As Mr. Kang places his hand on Yunsol's shoulder, he asks if she would like to take a bath first or if he should go ahead. Yunsol, eager to settle in, tells him to go first while she tidies up her things. Mr. Kang agrees to her suggestion and prepares to leave. Yunsol looks around the room and thinks to herself that from this moment on, everything they share will be together. She realizes that the room is spacious, yet its layout feels like it's designed for both of them. Their clothes are arranged side by side and the rest of their belongings are neatly placed together. This moment makes their marriage feel all the more real to Yunsol, and the realization is compounded by Mr. Kang's presence. Mr. Kang comes out of the bathroom after a short while and informs Yunsol that it's her turn to bathe, asking if she's finished tidying up. Yunsol responds that most of the organization was done by her mother, and Mr. Kang comments that it seems her mother must have hired someone to assist. Yunsol then notices the pajamas she's wearing and realizes they're a gift from her aunt Sungyun. Her aunt insisted on preparing matching pajamas for her, and although the model her aunt chose initially seemed too childish, she claims they're now trendy. But seeing the thing inside the box, Yunsol quickly shuts down her thoughts and says, "It's just a gift from Kyungyun." Mr. Kang seems curious about the gift and asks her to show it to him. Yunsol tries to hold him back, saying it's unnecessary, but in the midst of her awkwardness, the box falls and reveals an elegant dress. This causes both her and Mr. Kang to blush in embarrassment. She quickly gathers the dress up, exclaiming that she didn't ask for it. Mr. Kang, however, simply chuckles and teases her, asking what she's thinking. Yunsol denies that she's nervous, though she's clearly flustered. She points out that this is the first time she's ever shared a room with a man, so she's feeling self-conscious. She accuses him of being the one nervous, and if he mimics her, he'll end up doing something clumsy. Mr. Kang steps closer to her, reminding her that they are husband and wife, and there's no reason to feel nervous. They can act as they wish. He leans in for a kiss, and as he does, Yunsol finds herself stunned by the intensity of the kiss. She closes her eyes and instinctively clutches at her shirt. Sensing the situation, Mr. Kang pulls away with a smile, reminding her that his family is downstairs and that it would be better not to take things further for the time being. Yunsol, feeling embarrassed, quickly states that she wasn't planning to go any further anyway. She also reminds him of the contract they signed, which clearly states they won't sleep in the same bed. Mr. Kang grins and points out that they'll just have to wait until their honeymoon, which causes Yunsol's cheeks to burn with frustration. The night progresses, and although Yunsol tries to reassure herself that sharing a room with Mr. Kang is no different than sharing with a roommate, she can't help but feel increasingly anxious. She reminds herself that the agreement between them clearly states that they won't be engaging in anything intimate, but despite the rules, she's still on edge. She tries to calm her nerves, deciding that she'll simply think of him as a roommate. Eventually, Yunsol dozes off. As she sleeps, Mr. Kang notices and helps her lie down properly in bed. He covers her with a blanket, but as he gazes at her exposed body, he becomes flustered, covering her up quickly and stepping away to leave her in peace. At 6:00, Yunsol jerks awake, confused about when she fell asleep. She looks around and notices that Mr. Kang is no longer on the sofa. She quickly panics, wondering if he's lying next to her, but upon further inspection, she realizes he's not there. Relieved, she gets ready and heads out of the room. Upon exiting, she bows to greet the maid, who informs her that Mr. Mrs. Haesuk usually leaves her room at 6:30, IMing, and suggests that Yoonsol wait in the living room. Yoonsol agrees and heads to the living room. As she enters, Mrs. Haesuk comes in, asking if she's awake. Yoonsol greets her respectfully, addressing her as mother. Mr. Taejin joins them, asking how well Yoonsok slept, and she replies that she slept very well, thanking them for the comfortable bed. Mrs. Haesuk asks where Mr. Kang is, and just as she finishes speaking, Mr. Kang enters from jogging. Mrs. Haesuk comments that he should be spending the morning with his wife instead of exercising, but Mr. Kang apologizes. Mrs. Haesuk quickly orders him to shower and return downstairs immediately. As the family gathers around the breakfast table, Mrs. Haesuk reassures Yoonsol that she doesn't need to follow the greeting tradition so formally. Yoonsol explains that her aunt advised her to do so. Mrs. Haesuk praises Yoonsol for being well raised, adding that while the servants help prepare the ingredients, she still enjoys cooking herself. However, since Yoonsol has classes to attend, she's excused from assisting in the kitchen. Yoonsol thanks her but insists she'd like to help in any way she can. At the dining table, Mr. Kang thanks Yoonsol for the breakfast and informs her that he'll be leaving for work. Mr. Taejin advises him to be careful. Before leaving, Mr. Kang leans in and whispers to Yoonsol, calling her dear, and tells her to enjoy her breakfast while he's gone. The family smiles, amused by the exchange. Yoonsol, flustered, offers to walk Mr. Kang to the gate. As they walk together, Mr. Kang comments that her acting has improved, and he teases her that her acting is becoming quite natural. He then asks if she's starting to enjoy her new role as his wife. Yoonsol quickly denies it, insisting that she's just playing along. She asks if he really slept on the sofa the previous night, to which Mr. Kang responds that his neck and body are sore. He laughs it off and asks if she really believes he's trying to escape from her, as if he's some germ she's avoiding. Yoonsol grows flustered, questioning if that's the case. She stammers that it's just the agreement between them and nothing more. Mr. Kang smiles mischievously, enjoying her nervous reaction, and tries to suppress his laughter as Yoonsol puffs up her cheeks in embarrassment. Yoonsol still remembers Mr. Kang's words, if she considers her husband this dirty to the point where she doesn't want to sleep with him. Yoonsol, quite embarrassed, questions what he means by saying that, and if he wants to make her feel uncomfortable. She is unsure if it's appropriate to complain about, but it's only the first day and it's already like this. She doesn't think becoming Mr. Kang's wife would be harder than she imagined. His attitude is unpredictable, he acts on his own, and he truly confuses her about how to behave. She questions if Mr. Kang can't he act in a way that fits this business marriage. She realizes that she almost forgot she's wearing the wedding ring. She goes out to the shop to buy a thick ring for her index finger, 2 thin rings and a gemstone ring for her middle finger, and a ribbon-shaped ring for her pinky. She states that there are so many beautiful ones, to which the receptionist responds that even the ring she's wearing is a branded couple's ring, and it's a shame if it's not visible. Yoonsol replies that she just wants another ring that matches well with it, and the receptionist agrees. In the end, Yoonsol decided that she will take 5 rings as she hands pays for them. Since the scene shifts to the college, where Seokhyun questions Kyungin if she hasn't seen Yoonsol earlier. Kyungin responds, asking how many times she has to say it, and tells him to calm down a bit. As Seokhyun looks outside, he sees Yoonsol, quite drenched. Yoonsol, barely thinking, wonders if she's late, as Seokhyun calls out for her to come and sit with him. Seokhyun states that luckily he has already secured a seat for her beside him, as Kyungkun comments that she's finally here, tired of being asked by Seokhyun all the time. Seokhyun questions where Yoonsol was, as she's almost late, which is unusual for her. She also looks really tired, and he asks if she's okay. Yoonsol replies that it's fine, and maybe she was just tired from moving houses. Kyungin jumps in, mentioning that she said it before. Seokhyun, confused, asks where she moved to. Yoonsol replies that it's a bit far, about 40 minutes away. Seokhyun questions why she moved, saying that her previous place really close to the campus. Kyungnan explains that it seems like her grandfather was worried about her living alone. So now Unsol is staying with a relative of her grandfather, which Yoonsol confirms, as she's his only grandchild. Seokhyun questions Yoonsol, asking since when she's been wearing a ring. Yoonsol, quite taken aback, wonders that it would be funny if it was discovered on the first day. Seokhyun comments that she's following the trend as well. Yoonsol agrees, stating that if it's not allowed, Seokhyun replies that it's good. Meanwhile, Mr. Kang enters to bid them good afternoon and continues the class, stealing a glance at how Yoonsol is talking with Seokhyun. He remains quiet, gazing at them. The scene shifts to the home, where Mr. Kang enters the room. Yoonsol questions if he always comes home this late. Mr. Kang replies that he thought she was already asleep. Yoonsol denies it, saying she still has some assignments to work on. Mr. Kang asks why she doesn't study in the study room, as there's a desk there, and if she was waiting for him to come home. Yoonsol asks him not to get a big head, as she's already told him she's studying. Mr. Kang asks if she always studies this late, to which Yoonsol denies. Mr. Kang tells her that tomorrow, she doesn't need to wait for him, and she should just go to sleep. Yoonsol replies that she's not waiting for him to come home, to which Mr. Kang agrees, saying maybe she's just studying. But it doesn't have to be this late. As Yoonsol gets a call from Seokhyun, she is frustrated, wondering why this idiot is contacting her in the middle of the night. Mr. Kang questions why she doesn't pick it up. Yoonsol says she doesn't recognize the number and it's probably a prank call. But as it rings again and again, Mr. Kang tells her not to ignore it and just pick it up. If someone contacts her at night, it's usually an emergency. Yoonsol takes the call outside, and Seokhyun calls out for her, questioning why she is been ignoring his calls. Yunsol asks if he knows what time it is and tells him to be careful if he ignores important matters. Seokhyun asks her not to be like that, saying he just wants to chat since he finally went to the club again with his friends. Yunsol tells him she will hang up if he's just going to talk like that, as she can't take his calls now since she moved. Seokhyun asks if there's someone next to her if she's sharing a room with someone else. Yunsol affirms that she has a roommate, so he doesn't need to call her randomly at night. She bids him farewell and ends the call. Yunsol states that it wasn't an important call and that she's going to bed now. Mr. Kang asks about the roommate, questioning if she meant him. Yunsol affirms that more or less it's like that and bids Mr. Kang goodnight. The scene shifts as Yunsol wakes up, realizing that Mr. Kang really wakes up early in the morning and always comes home late at night. She questions if it's okay for Mr. Kang to sleep on the couch every night. The scene shifts to the night, where Mr. Kang, over the past few days, has noticed that he did ask her not to wait for him, but when her roommate wasn't around, was she talking to Seokhyun until she fell asleep? He questions this as he sees the phone beside her pillow. Mr. Kang speculates that Yunsol was talking to Seokhyun until she fell asleep as he moves away to sleep, but as Yunsol wakes up to see Mr. Kang next to her, Mr. Kang states that this isn't what she thinks, as he was just moving her phone. Yunsol replies that she wasn't thinking anything either, as she was about to say something. She asks if he doesn't mind not sleeping on the couch. After thinking about it again, she realizes it seems a bit inconvenient to let him sleep on the sofa. Initially, she thought a separate bed would be provided, which is why she made a point not to sleep in the bed. She wonders if she's the only one who keeps sleeping in the bed during this contract marriage. Yunsol questions if that's wrong, to which Mr. Kang asks if she's sure. Of course, he wouldn't do anything strange, he just didn't want to scare her. Embarrassed, Yunsol states that she's not afraid, it's just that the position is not comfortable. Seeing Mr. Kang smile, Yunsol asks him to be careful, as she has a habit of kicking in her sleep. Frustrated, she finally gives in and lets Mr. Kang have the bed for himself. She tries to relax, telling herself it's just like camping at school. But as Mr. Kang grabs her and pulls her toward him, she questions what he's doing. Mr. Kang states that, like this, she won't be able to kick him. He says he doesn't want her to move to the sofa when he sleeps later. Feeling quite comfortable, Yunsol closes her eyes as she dives to sleep. The scene shifts as Mr. Kang is jogging, feeling quite happy about what happened last night. However, he takes a moment to set things straight as he enters the house. As he's about to enter the class, he questions Yunsol about the time of her class on campus and whether they should go together, but then realizes she's not in the room. He moves out to ask her mother, who informs him that earlier, Yunsol said she had to go to campus earlier to do an assignment. She questions if Yunsol didn't tell him first. The scene shifts to a cafe where Yunsol ordered 2 Americanos and 1 latte. Walking out with Seokhyun and Kyungin, Yunsol comments that today's coffee is more refreshing. Seokhyun questions if she's not getting enough sleep again, to which Yunsol replies that it's because he almost called her every night. Seokhyun asks if it's because of him that she's fighting with her roommate. Yunsol replies to affirm it, while she knows that it wasn't exactly an argument, but it was more than that. They slept together for the first time and she didn't expect to fall asleep so easily. She speculates that if it be that Mr. Kang's embracement made her feel comfortable, she knows it makes her feel awkward about how to act when she sees Mr. Kang this morning, which is why she decided to leave earlier before Mr. Kang exercises. Seokhyun interrupts, asking that he's curious about her roommate, wondering if she's hot and if she's his type. Yunsol replies that her roommate is always taking advantage of situations, calling him a playboy. Seokhyun asks what's wrong with that, as he's just getting to know her and if it isn't allowed. He then asks how old her roommate is, as he'll treat her later. Yunsol remarks that he's so annoying and that her roommate is older than them. Kyunggun chimes in, stating that she's met her before. Seokhyun asks why she didn't say so earlier, to which Kyunggun replies that her roommate is beautiful, with tall black hair. This makes Seokhyun quite curious, and he says he wants to get to know her quickly. Yunsol thinks about all those characteristics, thinking they sound like Mr. Kang. Seokhyun asks Yunsol to introduce him to her, pleading with her as she is her friend. Kyunggun states that the real problem is whether her roommate wants to meet him. From beside them, they encounter Mr. Kang, who greets them. Seokhyun greets him back, and Mr. Kang stares at Yunsol, but Seokhyun asks how Mr. Kang is doing. Mr. Kang replies that he's fine, busy as usual with office matters. Kyunggun comments that Seokhyun's wish to meet his roommate has finally come true. Seokhyun then questions if Mr. Kang is wearing a ring, asking if he's already married. Kyungtun and Yunsol flinch, and Kyunghoon chimes in, saying that it's the friendship ring from military service, with Mr. Kang affirming it as getting into the act. Seokhyun comments that it seems like a lot of people are wearing rings like that, and Yunsol also wears a layered ring, which is currently trendy. Seokhyun mentions that he once saw someone wearing it at the club. As Yunsol pulls out her hand, Seokhyun mentions that it's that time when he called her yesterday, while Yunsol speculates if Mr. Kang is angry, and wonders if this is something that needs to be discussed between them.